Hey, this is Tim Seeley. I figured I would start doing some little videos like Comics 101 stuff because one of the things I've noticed in the long time of being on the internet is that sometimes people get in arguments and they're not talking about the same thing. So some simple stuff that could serve as a basis for better arguments. Uh, so what are comics? That's the first big question because sometimes I've seen this as an argument, but it's actually really simple. Comics are simply panels drawn in a sequence to tell a story. So in Japan, that's called manga, which it translates literally as whimsical pictures. In France, they call them bande dessinée, which means drawn bands. Those are the words for panels put together to tell a story. So it's not different as far as that goes. It's the same, it's words for the same thing. So though there are obviously regional differences, for the approach to how you tell a story and how you cartoon and what language you use, they mean the same thing. They're the same medium. So just like a film in Korea or a film in America or a film in Africa are all the same medium, they may have regional differences. They're all film and they just have different words for what they describe film as. So the most important part about this is comics is a medium. It's a way to tell stories. So spoken word is a medium, video games is a medium, literature is a medium, comics is a medium. So what's important about that is often people get confused of what is a medium and what is a genre. So if a medium is a way to tell a story, then a genre is what you told the story about as categorized by similarly shared subject matter, eventually styles and tropes. So genre then would be science fiction, and that would be fantasy, slice of life, comedy. So superheroes, a very important one in this story. So those are genres. All mediums essentially could do all genres. You could have a film that's science fiction, you can have spoken word that's fantasy. It's all possible because you can have two of those things put together. So that's why sometimes when I hear the description comic book movie, I get bent out of my brain because that's two mediums put together, not a genre and a medium. So though superhero movies are definitely a thing, and superhero comics are definitely a thing, comic book movie is not really a thing. It's usually just described when someone doesn't like something and they want to lump it all together and be dismissive. So the other part of that then is that comics are not inherently just for kids. And this is something going back, and we all know this, but this is something comics had to fight for against a long time. But the reason that they're called that you hear that is because comics have long been associated with that age group because some of the earliest successes of the medium when comics were first translated over from comic strips into comic books was that they were funny. They were funny stories for kids, funny animals was a huge genre when comics first debuted. And so that is actually why comics are called comics, because they were deemed comical. So it's not the most ideal term because, as we all know, it doesn't have to be just for kids. It doesn't have to be just funny. But that is the word that we've come to accept as being the term for that sequential art, also known as manga, also known as bande dessinée, also known as a whole bunch of other terms. So the idea that comics are just for adults, though, is also wrong, right? You can make comics for everyone, and any story can be told in comics. And in fact, because as they're discovering now, comics have been used for a long time, words and pictures put together, by humans, they may actually predate language. So comics are not only just for everyone, they may be the most perfect and most innate way for us to communicate than any other medium. All right, that's a short little video, just talking some stuff, discuss, and happy to do these if people like some information that I'm borrowing from my class that I'm currently on strike from. So thank you so much. Have a good day.